KRQE News 13 has learned the Department of Justice is looking at claims that Albuquerque public schools may be funneling disabled children into the juvenile justice system. Matt Grubbs has this special assignment report.
The Department of Justice letter started as a parent complaint about APS, passed along by Representative Michelle Lujan Grisham. The letter doesn't reach a conclusion about the complaint, but it does say the DOJ will use it, quote, along with other information we may receive from others to determine whether a pattern or practice investigation is warranted in regards to the juvenile justice system, unquote. Specifically, does the district too often turn to juvenile justice to solve disciplinary problems, especially when it comes to disabled students? We sent a copy of the letter to APS, and a spokeswoman said the district had not been contacted by the Justice Department regarding the inquiry, and said the letter seemed to be standard issue for a complaint, telling us, quote, it doesn't look any different from many letters I've seen before, unquote. The district says it's typical for a federal inquiry to cite case law or the authority it has to dig deeper. But several sources told News 13 that while the DOJ's response does not promise an investigation, it is far from being a form letter. Albuquerque attorney Joe Kennedy has handled clients whose children have been arrested at APS.
It's a lack of developing really uniform policies and following through with the uniform policies.
Depending on an individual school's administration and the school resource officer, Kennedy says, a child may be just as likely to end up arrested as they are to be scolded.
Burping in class, a child who was arrested for not handing over her cell phone, a child who was arrested for not going to in-school suspension.
Arrested for
these things, absolutely.
The impact to a student living with a disability, Kennedy says, can be profound.
Since you're doing severe damage to an autistic child by restraining that child as a result of an outbreak that he has no control over.
Restructuring itself.
But Tom Swistak, who oversees the Bernalillo County Juvenile Detention Center, was surprised to hear of the letter and told News 13 his referrals from APS had not increased. The DOJ didn't comment by news time. Matt Grubbs, KRQE News 13.
Both APD and the Bernalillo County Sheriff's Office have school resource officers in APS schools. If students are taken to juvenile justice, they're the ones who do it. Neither agency had a comment on the letter. You can read the letter on our KRQE app.